Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 156 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. So let's just jump straight into it. Starting off at our number 5 spot, we have the Imperial Knowledge Lorebook Collection, Volume 1. Now the mod page reads that this mod adds several new lore books to the world of Skyrim, covering several Elder Scrolls lore topics. The books are intended to fit seamlessly within the world, so you can find them in various locations, buy them off shopkeepers, or even loot them off bodies. Most of the works in this collection are also based off of the lore topics covered on the Imperial Knowledge YouTube channel, with some added guest works to spice the collection up a bit. These books are all written from an in-universe perspective by a team of talented writers, so they hope that you will enjoy them. On the mod page itself, there is a list of all the books that have been added along with their locations, so if you're looking to find where all these books are, then you can just follow the mod page there. Whenever it comes to the books that have been added by the mod though, we have a concise alphabet dictionary, the language of lizards, the Foxes of Black Marsh, the Curse of Stillrise Village, the original Shadow Mage, there's the 16 Kingdoms period book, as well as the Real Gourmet, the Life of Martin Septim, the Rorken Clan, the Left-Handed Elves, the Many-Faceted Pool, the Lightbringer, Alchemical Elixirs and Potions, the Path of Kinnereth, and even the Thalmor Dossier. Now I don't know about you guys, but whenever it comes to the vanilla game of Skyrim, I didn't really touch the books too often. There wasn't really ones that I picked up and completely read. Some that were like notes or journals from people that I find, I would read those, but I wouldn't actually pick up books off of a random shelf and read them. But this might actually change that, because some of the topics about these books, such as the Life of Martin Septim, is something that I find to be extremely interesting. Especially if you're an Oblivion fan and you've played through Oblivion, you definitely know about the Life of Martin Septim. So I'd like to read the first page of the Life of Martin Septim book, just so you know what you're getting into whenever you download this mod. Martin Septim. The last of the Septim dynasty and the Septim emperors was the son of Uriel Septim VII, and a woman of an unknown status. Raised to a life in Kvatch to an unknown male farmer, who was deemed worthy of raising the not-so-ordinary boy. He was raised to believe many things, including that he was the farmer's boy and that his mother had died giving birth to him. Martin had been taken to the farm after his birth by the Grandmaster of the Blades, Joffrey, which you definitely know from Oblivion. He took the boy away from the palace in the middle of the night, after being summoned by Uriel Septim VII. Joffrey was ordered to find and secure a place for the young boy's new home, and the Grandmaster was given the fullest of trust to ensure that the boy would be safe. Far from the unprotected grounds of the Imperial city, as a bastard posed far more than a few problems for politics. That is when Martin reached Kvatch. Over the years, Joffrey would check up on the child on orders of his father, who was ever so keen to maintain his son's safety. And the book also goes on to talk about the Oblivion Crisis and Mehrunes Dagon, so if you played through Oblivion, then this is definitely something that you remember. I found that reading through this actually changed my perspective of reading in Skyrim, because you always just go through caves, clearing caves, leveling up, selling your loot, and just repeating. You never actually get a chance to sit down in your home and read a nice book, so if you're already someone who reads a lot of the books in Skyrim, then I'd recommend checking out the Imperial Knowledge Lorebook Collection Volume 1 and adding it to your load order and seeing what you think of these books that have been added. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the lore-friendly Armored Falmers mod. Now the mod page reads that this mod adds to the Falmer leveled list by including Fur and Dwarven Armored Falmer, as well as a super special hidden Ancient Armored Falmer. The normal Falmer enemies are untouched in the lists, so this only adds more variants to different levels. The Falmers inhabit obscure and abandoned places, as well as the ruins of the dwarves, in which they have been forced to fight with traps and automatrons. During their travels, they found powerful weapons and armor of their old executioners, which they used fiercely in battle. The most wise and powerful even adopted the dwarven mechanisms to their outfits. There are 12 new variations of armored Falmers added to this leveled list, and they start to appear around level 30 and go on. Their armors are lootable, and they often wear enchanted armor as well. Now I must say, with there being 12 variations of armored Falmer added to this list, it greatly enhances your experience whenever going through and clearing out these duenow ruins. And it's not like you're just going to be killing the same enemy over and over again as you go through this cave. They're going to look a lot different, they're going to play a lot different, they're going to have more health, and with these 12 new variations, there's going to be some strategy involved in taking some of these guys down. And with that being said, definitely gear up before you go into your next duenow ruin, because these armored Falmers may be a challenge for you. And that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 4 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the lore-friendly Armored Falmers mod. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have a mod that I absolutely love. It's called A Thief's Resolve. Now the mod page reads, "To light your torches or cast a candlelight, for you've heard the tale of the master thief who has skillfully hidden their loot throughout Skyrim's dungeons. With this in mind, you can now search behind every obstacle and investigate every stone crevice more carefully as you delve deep into the interiors of ancient temples, gloomy crypts, inhabited fortresses, and echoey mines." This is a Where's Waldo mod, Waldo being a stash of loot, and each location being a crowd of people to search through. Now what this mod actually does is it adds one well-hidden loot stash to each dungeon interior in Skyrim. There's about 362 loot stashes in total, each containing 500 gold, plus a healthy assortment of random enchanted and unenchanted jewelry, enchanted daggers, gems, quivers of arrows, and potions. Besides the 500 gold, it's based on leveled loot to keep it balanced, and the mod creator hopes that this adds a replayability for those who have nearly memorized each interior. The aim of this mod is to reward players who take their time to search under every bush and behind every barrel, leaving every stone turned. Now what you're actually looking for in this mod is for the typical thief form, the master thief spread his loot among hundreds of locations using knapsacks. In appearance, it's a typical gray knapsack, usually slightly smaller than the original knapsack seen in the game. Each master thief's stash will be hidden a little differently, many partially buried or mostly covered. You'll know you found it when you read the label Master Thief Stash. Now like I said, I absolutely love this mod, and it's actually featured in the load order that I'm working on right now that's built towards a thief and assassin character. Don't worry, I just finished all of my testing, all the testing is completely done, I'm just working on the video now. If you guys wanted a little update on how that video is doing, it's going very well, completely tested and completely done there. I just gotta start making the video now. But back onto the Thief's Resolve mod, which is featured in that load order, I just really love how each different location has a thief stash that you can go in and find yourself. You know, I myself have actually memorized a lot of the interiors in Skyrim because I've just been playing the game for so long, but with this mod it actually makes me go and search different locations inside of these ruins that I've already memorized, and it makes me take a little bit of a closer look whenever I go through these ruins just to find where the mod creator hid these special stashes. And that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 3 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Thief's Resolve mod and giving it a try for yourself and seeing how many you can find. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the Blue Palace Overhaul. Now this is a mod that's been needed to be put into the game for quite some time now. The Blue Palace in Skyrim in the vanilla game is not very good. It looks like it was very rushed, and it's not really a good place to go whenever you're in like the richest city in Skyrim. It doesn't really live up to that type of potential. But now this mod actually changes that so that the Blue Palace looks amazing, and some of the features that have been added with this overhaul include the throne has now been centered, there's now refurbished halls, a new wing for rooms for exiled Jarls, there's also a new dining room in place of the kitchen, and the kitchen itself has been expanded and moved elsewhere. There's now a pool in the basement, a new war room with mannequins and weapon racks, and even a new treasure room with a secret passage that you can access the docks through. Now like I said in some of my previous top 5 mod episodes where I cover Solitude overhauls, this Blue Palace overhaul combined with a Solitude overhaul and maybe even the Great City of Solitude, which adds to the docks, just having a huge combination of Solitude overhauls would make this my favorite city in the game and make it feel like the grand capital of Skyrim. So if you love Solitude and you spend a lot of your time there, then the Blue Palace overhaul is definitely something that I'd recommend checking out. And that's definitely why it comes in at our number 2 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading it. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have the Falcon Fall Keep. Now this is one of very few player homes that I've seen that feature a no loading player home, which means that throughout the entire player home itself, there's no loading screens. You can just open the door straight up and start using your player home right from there. There's lots of storage, lots of mannequins and weapon racks, alchemy and enchanting tables, a kitchen, and a room for 8 followers. The player home is suitable for any playstyle and costs nothing to obtain. The map marker will also already be discovered upon downloading, so you can fast travel there from the start of the game. Now normally I'm not a fan of house mods that just cost nothing to obtain and just give it straight to you, but I also feel that this could be used as a guild haul as well. You know, if you do start up your own guild or want to get a huge band of followers together, then this is definitely a place to keep them, because number one, there's no loading screen, so you can just prepare for battle and just head out your front door in an epic fashion. And it's beautifully decorated in such a way that there's a big open area in the center, but it also has everything that you're going to need very close by. And that's one of my favorite parts about the mod, and that's definitely why it comes in at our number 1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Falcon Fall Keep player home mod. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions for there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.